Okay, everybody, welcome back to Blue Rose. Um, I'm gonna go to the main street. Do you get along well all the way up here? We get by. It's a small town after all, and everybody works hard, so it gets better each year. There are a couple of fields outside town, and we even have a meal by the river. Then there are people like Tobias who go on hunts for us. We even get things from the outside from time to time. You do? Yeah, our chief sometimes goes on long trips to the big cities back in the mainland, and he brings back all sorts of things. That's why he's in here right now, although I'm sure he would have liked to meeting you. I see. You speak very fondly of him. He must be a good leader. Yes, he is. He only has best for us in mind, and he really wants this place to succeed. He was the founder, after all, and gave a home to everyone here. Do you want me to show you around? Although I guess there isn't much left to show at this point that you haven't already seen. Since this town barely consists of more than one long main street, a few alleys, and a branch-offs, it doesn't take long to get the general idea of the place. Things like the watermill I've only seen from a distance, though. How many live here? Only a little under 100 live in this town, I think. That hardly makes a whole town. Oh, but that's the name. Name? Town, the name of this place, makes it seem more important in spite of its size, doesn't it? You make no sense. Who would call it that? I don't know. That's just what everyone said and ended up that way. A sort of a silent agreement. Can't you just say that it has no name? That doesn't feel right. This is definitely town. Alright then. These people seriously need to come up with the proper name for their home. Ooh, mountains. I wonder if they're fighting. The mountains this time. Yeah, I don't go up here. I don't go here often, but one of the townspeople has been complaining about spotting a group of small predators here. I'll patrol the place and make them feel safe again. Is that all? The creatures on this side are, the sugar, more dangerous than the ones in the forest, but we really have real problems with them since what? Aaron. He says this as if it answers all the questions. Aaron, is he taking care of the monsters here? Aaron usually doesn't care about the town, or at least he does this much. They must all respect him very much, or fear him. That's it to say with this mark. Sometimes I wonder what is really on his mind. Does it matter? Just concentrate on the task at hand. Tobias sounds annoyed. He really dislikes this kind of chatter on patrols, and it seems like it has only grown worse since Gavin decided to join us. As you command. We check further up the rocky territory. I am feeling a lot better, but in this rough terrain, I can feel that I still need to be very careful. I used a knee-high rock to gain higher ground, only to wince in pain as I strained the wound on my flank. You alright? Yes, I'm fine. He watches me for another few seconds, considering my honesty, but then continues ahead. There's no way I'm heading back down in front of Tobias. That would only give him another reason to talk down to me, so I prepared to continue forwards, trying not to show any signs of weakness. That's when I noticed it. Tobias also seems to have realized at the same time as me, and Gavin reacts as he calls out a warning. From the cliffs just above us, two large lizards of a kind that I have never seen before come slithering out. I instantly ready my sword, and Gavin follows suit. Those certainly do look hostile. Tobias knits his brows and takes out his bow. It still hesitates. There's a stuntman and now watching us closely, their tongues tasting the air. Wait and see what they do. Maybe they want to attack. Swoosh. Whoa. Gavin just back as one of the lizards opened its mouth, coughing out an ooze full of acid. The ground sizzled on the spot where he was just standing. An arrow whistles through the air and piercing the attacking lizard straight through the temple. It falls back with a hiss before its partner lunges forward. Alright, that's it. Gavin swings the sword once before setting off to attack. The lizard rushes down the cliff, doesn't even get to open its mouth before the blade comes down on its wide arc, separating itself from the body. The body twists before trembling the rest of the way down. Gavin let out a sigh. Well, that wasn't such a big deal. The bodies of the salamanders are lying on the cliffs before us. Toby lowers his bow and walks over to one of them to take a closer look. These were the ones you warned about? Most likely. Although it's strange, something this small has given us trouble from this side for a long time. Small. What's with the wildlife around here? Maybe we came across a couple of bad apples. He sheathes his sword and shrugs. Shall we go? Yes. We should make sure there aren't any more around. As we ascend further, I could suddenly feel the air around me grow more tense. I automatically stop and close my eyes for a moment to concentrate on my surroundings. The amount of spiritual energy in the air is increasing the further we go. What kind of place is this? I'm surprised she noticed. I open my eyes again and see Tobias watching me from up ahead. Being able to sense the spiritual energy in the air around you is something any normal person will be able to do, but my training has given me an extra sensibility for these things. So the amount of energy that someone like me could perceive isn't even all that great. Not like what I have sensed over since we arrived at this town. Come a little further and you'll see. Can you make it up here? I nod. We continue a little further upwards through the uneven terrain. Soon after climbing a rocky ledge, we find ourselves entering something like a small vale. In between the cliffs, the open space is round and not very large, and to add the strange atmosphere of the place, a divine crevice, I don't know, runs through the right side of the vale, cutting it off. In the middle next to the deep crack is something I've never seen before. It's a huge rock placed right in the middle near the furthest wall. Other smaller rocks and wispy bushes are gathered at its foundation, almost as if holding it up. Its rough surface is waving. Sorry about that. The rough surface was waving behind something like a faint blue light flowing all around it. What is that? The strange aura surrounding the stone isn't strong, but just feels well enough to make you aware of it. It's almost like looking at a magical fatamaranga. We're not sure. We call it the heart of the mountain. I walk close to the stone, slowly reaching my hand towards the strange blue light. The air just around the stone feels heavy. That's supposed to be the home of a spirit. Well, I know he resides somewhere around here. The spirit Aaron. Gavin has also approached the stone and is now watching it close to me. I can tell that this is also the first time that he sees it. His expression is distant, and I wonder what he's thinking. Yes, Aaron. We usually leave the place alone. Somehow that seems like the best. Yes. Does it always look like this? Not always. Sometimes it's so weak that you would miss it if you didn't already know it was there. And sometimes it shines a little stronger, but it usually just looks like what you see now. And there are occasions where some of the monsters begin acting strange and aggressive. I often find the stone is glowing stronger than usual. It only happened a couple of times though, so I'm not sure. So that's why you went up here today. Yes, although it seems normal right now. You might want to see this. At some point, Gavin moved away from us and ascended the cliffs behind us. It's not far and easy to climb, so I managed to reach it without problems. Tobias falls right after. Look down there. My heart skips a beat as I scout down the mountains as instructed. From here, we have a good view of path leading through the area further down. A small group of uniformed people who can see making their way along the path. Even from the distance, I can tell that they were from kind of their clothes. Hellenian soldiers? Tobias is whispering, but his voice is tense. It seems like it. What are they doing here? She glances at Gavin, who's also looking down on a group of intruders hidden behind the cliff walls. We'll take them out before they reach the village. Hold on, there's only a few of them. Look, they're traveling light too, not armed or journeying through the rough terrain here. I'm sure they are only out scouting the area. There must be more of them somewhere else. They've crossed the border, but that makes sense. Kara isn't beyond here, not Helen. They shouldn't be able to enter through here. Looks like your people are in for a surprise. Tobias is silent but restless. He obviously doesn't like leaving them alone like this. I share his emotions, but even with this only 3 enemy soldiers down there attacking them would be reckless if we didn't know how many are waiting for them. They're heading towards the village, so we can assume that they will stay hidden for a little while yet. We drop back from the edge and head back down to the glowing stone. I believe this is the right path. Right path? What? Right time to head back. I just nod. I have to hurry and inform Simon of this. Hellenian soldiers in these mountains? I met with Simon at the inn, as always, and tell him what we saw. Tobias and Gavin have gone their own ways to decide what to do next. Soldiers? Aaron walks to her table and serves us drinks. Her face pales as she hears what we are talking about. What is this? How did these mountains suddenly get so crowded? Seeing her like this makes me want to say something to ease our mind, but Simon interrupts. We have to find out how many there are and possibly the route they are taking, and then we head back immediately. There is no time to waste here any longer. I know someone who might be able to help. Oh? His name is Aaron. He is a spirit of this area. I'm sure he would be an easy task for him. Spirit? You've met him? Yes. Are you sure it's a good idea? I hear spirits can be hard to deal with. It's worth a try. We already outnumbered no matter what. You're going to ask Aaron for help? Yes, why? Aaron, he just watches. He has never done anything to work either against us or with us. This is his land. Do you think he would work to keep us here? Her tone suggests otherwise. It's strange to see her downtrodden like this. Oh, she usually acts so positive. I don't know. Neither do I. She lifts her tray and turns around to leave. Well, if you have talked to him before, then maybe he can be reasoned with. Do you want me to come with you? No, it's probably better if I talk to him alone first. So far, people haven't been very receptive to Simon's presence. I'm not sure how Aaron will react yet, so I better not take him with me right away. With that in mind, I leave the inn and Simon behind. Let's go to the forest. No, let's go to the lake. The forest is silent and safe, for the occasional sound of the birds singing, and the surface of the lake is still. Aaron? I'll try to search this place, but it doesn't take long for me to be sure that he's not here. Forest. It's a peaceful among the trees, as if the humans had never set foot here, and threatened lives of the forest inhabitants. I close my eyes and reach out my senses in an attempt to catch a trace of Aaron's presence, but I find nothing. Not here? Oh, my eyes again look around the last time. Where could he be? But we was just out at the mountains, and we didn't see him, so, Aaron, I need to talk to you. I call out carefully. There's no answer, and I continue walking around looking for a clue as to his location. Aaron. There's a sound of something dragging or sliding along the ground somewhere nearby. I step and look to find out what it is. My hands are already resting on the hilt of my sword. I take a few steps further and suddenly notice several feathers scattered on the ground below a cliff. Then I hear the sound close by again. Shadow moves above me. Surprised, I step back and draw my sword, finding myself staring at a large reptilian figure resting on the cliff above me. What is it? You're interrupting me. My eyes grow wide as I stare at this great creature that slowly turns a scaly head towards me. The remains of a large dead bird lie by his claws. The sun behind him, so I still can see its details clearly, but it's definitely the lizard that spoke to me. You? I can see a large smile spreading on the lizard's lips. It is a strange sight. He crawls forward, and the light falls, so I can see his features more clearly. So is it you? You called for me. Aaron? Are you surprised? I'm at a loss for words. My sword is still between us. There's no reason to fear. I still have no reason to want to hurt you. His eyes are glittering with intelligence. It is strange how expressive he looks in this form, in contrast to how I almost never seen him display any emotion while in human shape. It's almost absurd. I believe you are searching for me. Ah, yes, I have something I need to talk to you about. Is that so? He may feel like I'm happy I'm ready to talk so seriously with me. I can tell it's important. The lizard slides down behind the cliff to reach my level, and disappears from my sight for just a moment. And Aaron steps out in front of me again. So, he looks human again. His face is so unexpressive as ever. This is just too strange. I've never had to deal with spirits. I have to do with spirits before, since meeting one is so rare. Is this how they all are? What? Is that your true form? My true form? No, it wasn't. This isn't either. None of my forms are more true than the other. I am simply me. However, I choose to present myself as one or the other. I see. He keeps looking at me with his cold eyes without saying any more. I realize I am still pointing my sword at him and quickly lower it. It's true, I have something to talk to you about. And I hear a couple of others who went into the mountains and noticed a group of intruders in the country howling. Intruders? He almost tastes the word. Yes, these soldiers are a threat to the town and to this country. I was hoping to ask for your help. My help? We need to find out how many there are in position so we can act accordingly. Are you going to fight these intruders if necessary? Again, he just watches me relentless for several seconds. His unreadable gaze makes me feel uncomfortable. I already noticed them. These strangers from the north. They entered the area 8 nights ago. What? You knew? They haven't moved much. It seems they are waiting for something. I cannot say that I am not curious. So many humans have never roamed these mountains before. However, to me, you could all be the intruders. I do not wish for the petty quarrels of the humans in these lands. I understand, but if we don't stop them, then I fear that these things will only grow worse. Then what? Now what do that this is coming to your attention? Will your master send us soldiers here to secure the borders, or will he leave as it is? Aaron shakes his head as a slight hint of displeasure comes across his face. We do not intend to get involved in your problems, but if need be, our protector is mine. I'm not sure what it means, but his tone tells me that his decision doesn't necessarily bode well for us either. Can you at least tell me how many there are? I have noticed that around 20 of them. Only a few then, definitely not enough to be invading force. But what are they waiting for? They arrived almost a week ago, and he says they are apparently waiting for something. Were they waiting for us? If our journey had continued as planned, then we would have eventually come cross paths with them. How will they know? The timing is just too perfect. Thank you, Aaron. You've been a great help. Realizing I'm not going to get an answer, I make a small bow of gratitude and leave the place behind. Around 20, he said, and they were waiting for us. Yes, he said they were waiting for something, but it has to be us. There's no real invading force in such small numbers, but the right number for our ambush on a small group like ours. Besides, they appeared at just the right time. If we had continued as planned, we would have put an end to them already. You're right, but how? This was a secret mission. Only no one knew about it. So that means someone has been leaking information. But who? As Simon said, almost no one outside the Templars themselves were told of this, and there were no one taken from the outside who could have acted as spies. Spies? This changes the situation. We no longer have any time to waste. The force is monster. Do we just leave it alone? We'll leave tomorrow. It is important that the capital is informed of this. If needed, we will then return. Simon sighs, looking troubled. I have always admired his ability to always stay strong and make the right choices without a moment's hesitation. But we are so far away. If we go back, it'll take days before there and back. What would happen in the meantime? Thank you for your hard work, Lena. I will prepare for the journey to go get some rest for now. Yes. Simon leaves me behind, and even though I know he means well, I just can't get myself to just relax and wait. Besides, I think he's understanding my condition. Relentlessly, I look down the streets, wondering what to do with myself. Let's go to the inn. Elena, did you manage to find Aaron? Yes, he told me he has already seen the soldiers and an approximate number. I see, so he helped you out after all. Aaron looks almost disappointed. And what now? Are you leaving? Yes, tomorrow. You'll come back getting more soldiers, won't you? Huh? This enemy spot here, you're going to get more soldiers to fight them off. Well, yes, most likely. Although it's uncertain that I will be one of them. I guess there's this book too. We can't escape even up here. Aaron's expression has turned dark. There is a smile on her lips, but it doesn't look sincere at all. They're never going to leave us alone. But this is for your best. If we beat the enemy, then there won't be any need for you to run and hide anymore. If only Tobias would be willing to help, I could stay and... Enemy? I'm shocked as Aaron's thoughts clear. Her voice cuts through the air when my words trail off. Her eyes, I've never seen her like this before. Don't say that we were just running away. But you are. Why else would you be hiding up here? Running away solves nothing. We can just ignore the problem. So what? I should pick up a sword and fight your enemy like you do? You don't even know what the problem is. How can you say that? Open your eyes, Lena. Please realize what you're doing. You can't bring them here. For a moment, the two of us are just looking each other in the eyes in silence. Aaron's expression is a mix of anger and plea. I shake my head. I want to do whatever I have to do. You must understand that. That's why I turn around on the heel and leave the place without looking back. Aaron doesn't call out for me. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have gone out there. Main Street. I stand in the main street looking up at the sky. Gray skies are creeping past above, blocking out the last rays of sunlight, and the air feels heavy. Standing there, I notice Tobias approaching me. Did you talk to Simon? Yes, we're leaving tomorrow. He nods. He'll get reinforcements, most likely. I don't feel like talking about this again, and it's not like I can expect Tobias to agree with anything I have to say. I can't let you do that. I just look at him without knowing what to say. Won't let us? You can't leave this place without an answer to the war here. Then what would you do? Fight the intruders yourself? If we have to. You really want to stop us? Yes, I see. We fall silent, and there's nothing more said. Tobias just turns around and leaves. I can feel the cool touch of water as the first tiny droplets fall on our face from the gray sky above. Oh, I guess we gotta go to 3 places. The soldiers in their apparent plants and bushes are still bothering me. I can't help but worry over how they managed to find out exactly what they were going, what way we were going. Someone must have told them. Told them what? Gavin standing behind me. She looks relaxed as always, despite everything that's going on. You're talking to yourself. You look serious. I guess you have a lot to think about. What are you and Simon going to do now? We are leaving tomorrow. I see. I guess it was to be expected. What was with that look? How did they know we were here? How could they possibly? I don't know. A guy must admit that it is both a coincidence, quite a coincidence. Usually we see no other humans up here in the mountains. Knowing both of these soldiers appear out of nowhere. What do you mean those soldiers? Aren't you one of them? Is it just as strange to find you here? As far as I know, you haven't lived in this town for very long either. Then it has nothing to do with me. Why should I believe that? How else could I have known? You think I would stay here and let you find me if that were the case? Who knows? After all, you didn't know who I was when we first met either. Fine, believe what you will. It's obvious that you're not going to listen to anyone. What? Run along, fight for whatever it is you believe is right. I don't. I thought myself before I could finish that sentence. I don't know what I believe anymore. Where did I come from? Angry at myself and Gavin, I just shook my head. All that's happened to bring us here, and once we had to die, I don't even know what it all had to happen anymore. Then why else would you be here? Don't mess around with me. Why? Why are you here? Why don't you come back when you can answer that question yourself? The one messing around with you isn't me. Not having an immediate answer, I just stare angrily back at him. He just stands there without moving his eyes away either, as if daring me. Forget it. I don't know why I even tried to talk to you. I turn around and leave it that way for an answer. Now it's falling, but I don't feel like going back to the cabin. I'm not even sure what exactly how I feel, and it scares me. This is kind of foreign to me. Sitting still in there's drizzling rain, darkness falling around me, and I recall the voice of Gavin as he answered my accusations, and then the voice of Tobias. You are exactly what anyone here is trying to get away from. Silently, Aaron approaches out of the dark near me as if materializing out of nowhere. You are troubled. One more who came just tell me that how wrong I am. I don't turn to look at him, just keep staring into the nothingness while clenching my fists. They are all just running away. Aaron tilts his head slightly and watches me slightly as if trying to figure out what made me make that outburst. They run into the mountains hiding from their problems, and then they blame me. I set my mouth shut as if I was stung by guilt with that revelation that I said too much. No, it's not me, it's everyone else. Everyone on the outside. How can I be so selfish as to whine about them taking out their anger on me? That's that point after all, is it? For a moment, he just watches me in silence. At first, it doesn't seem to bother him in the slightest, which only irritates me even more. But then he opens his mouth. Anyway, is that how you see it? Why does my nose keep bubbling up? Finally, I turn around and look Aaron in the eyes, unable to keep my composure any longer. Of course, what else are they doing in here in no man's land? The world's falling apart, but they just turn their backs to it all. Not even try to fight for what is right. They don't even choose a side. All they do is turn a blind eye and hope for someone else to take care of the problem, so they can live in peace. So they are all selfish. And turn his gaze away, thinking about my words. It's hard to tell what is on his mind, but he seems awfully calm and collected. Oops, I just hit my mic. I hate doing that. Compared to me. Maybe they are not running away. Maybe to them this is the way of taking action. What do you mean? Everything is not black and white. While there are more than two sides of a matter, these people have come a long way in order to fight for what is they believe in against all odds. Instead of hiding behind beliefs that they cannot sympathize with, they create their own path and enduring many hardships. It is a difficult decision, one that should not be taken lightly. I find myself at a loss for words. He says this with a calm but firm voice, not showing affection for neither them or me, just stating things as they are. It makes me realize that he too sees the world from an entirely different perspective, different from me, from my enemy, from the villagers, and I wonder for how long he has watched the villagers from afar, seeing how they have struggled while trying to build a new life here. A new life, I sigh. So what they are fighting too, is what you're saying. Not everyone could fight with the sword. I can't help but smile bitterly, as this is all so different from the way I was taught to live my life. So wrong. Leaving your past and your roots. Man, I'm sorry, but guys, I keep sniffling. I don't know why. My nose keeps doing this. Leaving your past and your roots behind. Even betraying your homeland and your beliefs. Could I really be this wrong? Could it be that this is such a different from all that? Without knowing why, I suddenly recall Aaron's face. The young girl working at the inn with her sister, always smiling. Is she a coward too? Why, with only a few sentences, she had managed to make me doubt myself this much. Aaron looks at me again with a slightly puzzled expression. Is that so? If this is all that took to make you change your mind, then maybe somewhere you already knew the answer to begin with. I shook my head slowly, smiling faintly again. No, I never knew. Staying in the rain isn't good for a frail human such as yourself. You should seek shelter. Yes, I'll head back to the cottage. Sarah one last glance back towards Aaron before I'm taking my leave. Thank you. I'll think about what you said. Aaron doesn't answer. Just silently watches me as I walk away. Okay guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.